Hello, welcome to another video on my channel. It's been quite popular on my other channel. I wanted to put it on this channel because it is more relevant to the camper vans. And what it is fitting a, what was the title? Fitting a water level gauge to a camper van water tank. And the level gauge works quite well actually. If I take you off my stand, I can show you the gauge working, because I don't think in the video I ever wired it in. Now my tanks are empty, but this is it here. And all you do, you push the button, and as you can see I get a little red button, little red light up, and this is my fresh water. So normally when it's full, it's obviously green, and as it goes down, when it gets to yellow, that's when we start looking to fill the tank up, because there's not much between yellow and empty. And this one here I've never seen light up, because I always seem to empty the grey water tank before it gets to that point. But this little red light lights up when the grey level tank is full up. So enjoy. So I have had a present delivered. I bought myself a wastewater tank. I was going to make one out of some sheet steel, but I don't really have time before our planned holiday, which, if you saw my last video, was going to, not the last one, if you saw my van tour, I was talking about it, it was going to be Strasbourg, Germany, a few places like that. Because of the coronavirus, we're now either going to do that, or because we've got insurance cancellation, we might decide to just stay in the UK. But either way, we're still going to use the van, we're still going to go camping and have a break. So in here somewhere, obviously there has been some progress. I'll turn the lights on, been a bit of progress. We've got many building materials. I've got yes, this is, open it in one hand. This is a level sender for the fresh water. And apparently there is also a warning, that's the gauge, that's the display. There is also a warning light on the display for the grey water. So my plan, first thing I want to do today, I'm going to take, well, either take the fresh water tank out or just hopefully lower it so I can fit that sender to it. And then fit the grey water tank and fit the other sender to that. So that's what I'm going to do now. Right, so let's have a closer look at what we got. So this is the fresh water level sender, and apparently, according to the instructions, I'll move the computer mouse out of the way. So you've got 4 prongs, and they will light up on the display whether it's how full it is or empty. So here you've got one there, and those two look the same level to me, but hey, what do I know? Yep, so that's that bit. And then according to this, there's also 2 little things that go into the grey water, which must be on either in there, I don't think it'll be them, or it's on the end of here. So I will investigate and we'll see. I'm going to put the van up in the air and just figure out where... Oh, the tank, by the way, came from CAC Tanks. I'll put a link in the description below. It's the same people we got the freshwater tank from, and that actually fits quite well. Right, so this is our freshwater tank, which we fitted a while back. Brackets. I remember I wasn't too happy with the way the brackets fitted, but it's worked. We've had the tank fill up. Now I do need to take it out because the level sensor, if I hold that roughly at the top of the tank, you can see the prongs come down further down. Apparently I can cut these to fit, so I'm going to have to do that, which means taking the tank all the way out, which I don't think should be too bad. Just got to disconnect all these hoses and stuff, and we'll go from there. Right, this didn't take too long to get out, so that was good. It's a bit dirty, it's been under there for a year or so. Right, so this sender, which by the way I think I got from eBay, it was about £45 I think it was. So it says you can either fit it with the nut on there, which I can't because I've got no way of getting my hand inside, or there are some screw holes in the top. So that's what I'm going to have to do. I need to find some screws to fit it, and I'll probably put it in the middle there. At least that way, if I'm on the slope, either way, it should be roughly the right level. So, not that I should be bottom on our slope actually, because we do like to be level. So yeah, I'll go and find a big enough hole saw for that. I should have one, probably in the van now that I've put it up in the air. Drill a hole, screw that in, and then I think I've figured out how to do the wastewater as well, but I'll show you that in a moment. Alright, that's empty hole, doesn't look like much in there, and then that goes in there once it's trimmed down. So I've got to now grab a tape measure, measure the height here. I think the bottom one needs to be at the bottom of the tank, so I'm going to measure how much I've got to take off from there and find something to cut it with. Right, so what I've done, put the sender in the tank like so. I might not be able to do this one-handed, but I'll give it a go. And then use the tape measure, and I made it about 8 centimeters to the sort of face of the sender. So what I'm going to do is use paint pen, measure 8 centimeters up here, and I'll probably go 9 centimeters to the next one, and then work out what the difference is between that one and the little one, and cut this one at halfway. That should give me a fairly equal idea of what's full, half and empty. Right, so there we go. Trim that down. That now fits quite nicely in there. So all I've got to do is find some screws, put the gasket on, screw it in. That's this tank done. That can then go back in the van for now, and I'll get on with the next one. Right, so the kit that came with the gate, with the sender, had these long threaded bolts, and then you got like these nuts that you wind on from inside. I don't have any way of getting my hand inside there, so I found these self-tapping screws, and the plan is just to go straight in with those. And it says you do there was a distance there, well, 20 to 40 millimeters between the two. So I'll put one fairly high up. In there is a little spade terminal that connects on the wiring. I'd imagine once it's covered in fluid, it makes a circuit, turns the light on. Back in, I've got the wiring hanging down here for the sender. This tank I can't actually get in yet because it's got these rails, which was in an earlier video. These are in the way. They're for the rails that lock the seats inside the van. So I need to get someone inside the van to hold the Allen screws while I undo the nuts from underneath. This actually saves quite a lot of weight as well because these are really heavy, and then the tank will sit up in there. Yeah, so that is it then for fitting the sender gauges. It's a bit easier than I thought. Obviously I've got the other end to put inside the van, was this lovely bit of kit. That's got to go in the van yet. So I will, obviously a wiring loom that's got to go up through the floor. But yeah, that'll be a project for another video.